sorry that took so long. I honestly started this whole process at 3. So here I am 15
this
minutes
episode,
later.
We're going through our favorite presidents, right? We're ranking them.
Right from number 1.
Fighting them together to see who wins.
46. And if we're going to...
but I love them all together except one, basically. At this point, I'm like, wow, there's only one. So this is episode 34 of the Geek Savants. I'm Dave DeLaunch.
I am the 34th president, Super Ugly.
Grant Miller.
Ron Zorb.
So, great.
Hey, guys. Anything happened this week? So, yeah.
Tee it up, John. Go ahead.
Well, so this last week, we've had a really crazy time. November 3rd, Donald Trump was voted out. He then spent the next, he has not stopped basically like saying that this election that we have all the time, every 4 years we've had an election, that suddenly this election was completely fraudulent and corrupt. And he was the winner, even though, 7 million more people voted for the other guy. But he won, and so instead of maybe like calming the country down, he's basically inflamed them even more. And so we had a runoff in Georgia on January 5th, and by the grace of Lord Baby Jesus and Grant's menorah, we...
And Gal Gadot, don't forget.
And Gal Gadot, who's very Jewish. And we got the Senate. We won 2 Senate seats in Georgia. 2 Democrats, a black pastor and a Jewish guy, won Senate seats in Georgia.
That sounds like the start of a joke.
Yeah. Well, actually, here's the punchline.
It is a good start of a joke. Let's keep going.
So then, this is rolling along. And then on January 6th, what happens is that the Senate and Congress, they all meet and they talk about it, and they all read the electors for the vote. And we now have a new president. None of us on this show can ever remember a January 6th in our lifetime. I can't. I don't ever remember this time. After November 4th, they usually go, this guy's the president. I go, okay, that guy's the president. And then we're good to go. I don't ever think about it again until the next election, like who's going to be the president. But on this one, apparently now we all know that on January 6th, the electors are going to be read and who knows what's going to happen. And so on January 6th, basically there was one of those March for Trump, Stop the Steal rallies being promoted by who fucking knows in Washington, D.C. And shock, I'm going to just quickly play you guys this video. Let's see here.
Well, he's teeing that up. Whenever John moves his hand around and moves it fast, it looks like a sausage just kind of, do that again. Like a floating phantom sausage on his shoulder. It's really awesome.
Sausage.
All right, so here, let's listen to this jackass.
By the way, the name of the episode is called The Phantom Sausage, John.
Got it. So this fuckhead, Donald J. Trump, the J stands for fuckhead, he decided that he was going to get up at this rally and speak. Now, right before this, we had Rudy Giuliani of Borat fame and 4 Seasons Total Landscaping fame get up and tell everyone that if they didn't certify Trump as president, it was time to fight. Time to fight. And then this fucking jackass gets up and rails around for a while until he says something like this.
Walk down to the Capitol and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength and you have to be strong.
So then this fuckface, after saying shit like that and saying basically, guys, I am going with you to the Capitol. Me, you, we're going. So let's go there and fight. Let's make sure that Mike Pence, my vice president, by the way, does something that no vice president has ever done and just declare me the winner. And so everyone's like, yeah, and they all start raging, as these crowds tend to do. And Donald Trump is like, peace. I'm getting in my limo and heading back to the White House. Remember when I said I was going with you guys? Well, of course I'm lying because I'm not fucking going with you guys. But that didn't stop his morons from basically charging to the Capitol, breaking into the Capitol with what appeared to be very little resistance. No resistance as opposed to what happened this summer with protests for Black lives and how they mattered, but a lot of no resistance from all these guys. And at a time when only the State of the Union has more political power in that house, when everybody plus the Supreme Court and the president is sitting in there, the only ones that were missing were the Supreme Court and the president. The police allowed hundreds of people into the Capitol who could have had God knows what and could have done who knows what to our government, thereby basically crippling us. We had the vice president and the current vice president sitting in there, for fuck's sake. And it's just like, I don't know. I want to get your guys' quick take on the
Mike
events
Pence's
leading up.
family was there, by the way. Like, could you imagine if, like, you were, like, working with someone and you were, like, and you had a disagreement and the guy was like, look, I got to do the right thing. My hands are fucking tied. There's nothing I can do. And he's like, well, I'm going to threaten your entire fucking family and allow that to happen. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I want them to sanction a 25th Amendment fucking, get this guy out of office thing. And Pence, if I were him, I would give no fucks about Trump at this point. I don't think anyone but his crazies give a fuck. It's clear, when you look at the Senate, the Congress, and how they dealt with the votes, they don't give a shit about him anymore. Maybe 7 or 8 that don't want to offend that alt-right.
They want to make the money that guy can make them. They want to stay with that group that's going to completely blindly send you money for no reason, even though you lost an election. Right.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. The whole thing is, if it wasn't so, it would be funny if it wasn't so serious. You know what I'm saying by that? Like it's an insult to everyone's belief system, not just ours, even their own. This is bullshit, and they went off and fucking did it anyway. And they all look like fucking monster truck loving assholes. If you're a monster trucks, I'm sorry.
Well, these guys, I mean,
needs to fucking sue.
What?
Marvel needs to sue.
Oh yeah, seriously.
Like it's insane because it was an affront to everything that all Americans should believe in, right? And these are the people that are the proudest Americans in the fucking country.
Patriots.
And then they go and pull this fucking bullshit. And I'm like, dudes, what are you teaching your children, really? What do you think you're doing? It is insane. And then Grant was saying that his kids talked about it in school, which doesn't happen very often in current events, right, Grant?
Right.
Well,
So they talked about all that.
These guys are like, we just came for a rally, but yet these dudes have like shirts printed up that say like January 6th on it, and with Civil War written. Look at these fucking mooks. Look at these guys. These guys are the like degenerates of the universe. Like they're the lowest of the low. And yet they all think they're right. That's the craziest shit,
I was reading like the advertisement for that Trump rally was starting in December. So like people had time to prepare to be there and whatever they were going to do and take and stuff like that.
I heard about this place called Joy and Liberty. It's like a conservative PAC, and they were actually sponsoring people to go. So like if you couldn't get there, they would like sponsor you to go.
Oh, wow.
Bringing in like this guy, Charlie Kirk from Turning Point USA, real fuckface. This guy, like he gets on there right in the morning. We bust in 80 buses of people. And it's like, so this is when I'm like, this shit happened. Who are we blaming for this? Oh, let's go blame this dude that like helped bus in 80 plus buses. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Of like these fucking crackers. Look at these fucking degenerates.
There's less flags on the screen than there are in my neighbor's house down the street.
Right.
That's the craziest thing I've heard.
I love this one. This one was good to me because it was, here's these guys so butthurt that their dude lost that they are storming the Capitol and this dude's wearing a "fuck your feelings" shirt. It's like, bro, your feelings are the ones that are so butthurt. Why are you crying so much?
Yeah.
This guy right here. Look at this guy. Is this guy great or what? What a fucking clown this guy is. I saw on Twitter that this guy's father was like, "Yep, that's my son. I'm so proud of you, son." It was like a post that he did on like Facebook, Twitter, whatever. "I'm so proud of you, son. This is him. He did a great job." And then the next tweet was, "Why is the FBI contacting me?" And then his fucking Twitter feed was completely shut down.
Wow.
These guys are such fucking morons. You know, what's so funny about this is ass faces. You could have gotten away with all of this except for one crucial fucking thing. You don't believe in masks. So you didn't wear a fucking mask among you. You could have easily just worn a mask like for COVID and not been identified, but these fuck faces are out here with their faces like totally right there in the camera. Look at this fucking clown. Look at this fucking clown. Look at this. Look at this.
That guy is super arrested, by the way. It's insane.
What is happening? Guy from where, guys? Where's he from? Florida. That's right. Florida. Shocking, I know. It's a shock. This guy, Grant, I'd like to introduce you to one of your people. This guy here with the beard is the son of a fucking Supreme Court judge from New York, an Orthodox Jew Supreme Court judge. Are you kidding me? Look at these pelts.
Those fucking Jews.
Did he come with that, or did he get that from there and put it together?
He found a bunch of rugs.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this transpired.
This guy, I mean, it's like, my bro, who do you think they come for first when this shit goes down, my dude? Check history. Check history, my bro. They coming for you. Do not be a part of this.
How many other people in the crowd were like white supremacists that fucking completely hate this guy? It's insane.
My God. Like, they're like, and that's what I'm like, these guys, like, bro, what's this black dude doing? There's like tons of black dudes there. It's so crazy. Look at these guys. Oh, this fucking guy. This is what Dave's talking about. This fucking cockass feels it's okay for him to go into Nancy fucking Pelosi. By the way, do you know how many times they complain whenever you defame the flag, by the way? Like if your flag's touching the ground, don't let your flag touch the ground. This dude just lays the flag down on a desk. No probo. It's a joke to them. These guys pretend
Trump made that big fucking deal about people during Black Lives Matter to not deface any statues or any property. And look at this shit.
This dude and this fucking idiot from Arkansas is like, oh, and I'm going to steal some mail from Nancy Pelosi's desk.
Yeah, that's a federal offense.
Wait, he didn't steal it, though. He left the quarter. That's what he said. He left the quarter in place of it or something like that.
Oh, my God. So fucking gross. Oh, Jamiroquai showed up. Fucking virtual world.
I like that dude next to him, though, with a hat.
That's Jamiroquai. Thank you very much.
I want to point something out to you guys that these fucking mouth breathing motherfuckers. This dude right here next to Jamiroquai, just check out what's around his neck, by the way. Do you see that?
His ID?
That's his work ID, everybody. That's his work ID. How do you think they figured out who it was? Oh, no probo. He wore his fucking ID around his neck. Look at that dude's face, by the way. Is that in like generations of inbreeding or what? I mean, what's going on with that dude?
For sure.
You know what? Something I actually don't understand is that
all of it.
Well, no, I mean, but in particular, like I can see how this happens, right? It's easy to get a mob going. It really is. This stuff is. If you know how to do it, you can get it done. And Trump knows how to do this stuff. He's not dumb in this sense. Like he knows what he's.
No, it's pretty much the only thing he's good at.
But like this, but then you got this guy on the screen, and it doesn't make sense. Like, how is anyone supposed to take this seriously? You know what I mean?
I do want to address that.
Like,
I want to address. Okay, so the one thing you do have to remember when talking about this stuff is the media likes to paint, like, show you the Q shaman here and be like, hey, isn't this guy crazy with his fucking Viking horns and his fucking, where they got the guy wearing the like flag as a cape. But what they don't love to show you too much is all the dudes in there that were like military dudes that were in there for like had bad intentions, carrying zip ties, like, doing shit that was like they love to show these guys, but don't show you some of those real darker looking dudes that like are.
Sure.
Yeah. These guys are all opportunists. This guy was an actor from Arizona, I believe. And so he just buys into QAnon conspiracies. And that's how he got hooked into all this,
But he's for sure 100% more in it for himself and getting promoted than any fucking political agenda. I guarantee it.
This is some like zombie movie type shit right here, right? It's just so funny. These guys all wear these like fucking fly these Blue Lives Matter flags.
Yep, I was just going to say that, John.
Have no problem fucking like just completely beating a cop to death with a fire extinguisher. No big whoop. No big whoop on that part. This shit. These fucking clowns climbing the wall. Climbing the fucking walls. Look at these. This is a zombie movie.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's World War Z.
I don't get it.
Yeah, like I I love the like videos of the people climbing the wall and falling. This guy. These guys, I mean, it's just so bold of these people to just come into this place with no masks on. Don't cover your face at all. Like, how do you feel that's going to go? Like, what did they think they were going to have? I think a lot of these people thought they were spending the night in this place. I do. I think they thought they were going to occupy it.
Or they thought Trump was actually going to be there and be the one throwing down or something like that.
Well, the fact of the fucking matter is he's trying to self-pardon himself right now. And Trump lives matter to Trump. Trump doesn't give one fuck about any of these people. So
this is a good one, I thought. Georgia woman trampled to death in riot brought "Don't Tread on Me" flag to protest.
Ridiculous.
That's the funniest thing I've ever read, like maybe in my life, and it's true. I mean, it is like the definition of irony. Like, how is that possible that you bring a "Don't Tread on Me" flag and then basically get tread on?
How confident are we that more bad shit's happening in the next 2 weeks, guys? I mean, like, I really am concerned. I
am too. And I mean, the thing that's like real crazy is, like we talked about, is the reaction of the police. And, why weren't there more cops? Why wasn't their reaction harder? What, already the sergeant at arms and the chief of the Capitol Police has resigned. There's been no federal briefing on this incident. Think about that. Like, if we had 9/11, within an hour of the event, they had people out front talking about what the hell was going on. Heads of the fire department, heads of the ambulances, heads of the police. They'd all come out and have to stand in front of the press and talk about it. There hasn't been one briefing, like one real federal law level briefing about this thing.
Yeah, to me, this affected me like in a way that 9/11 did, but it was like more emotional because it was our people. You know what I mean? Like, it's homeland terrorism, really. You can beef all you want with other countries and their ideologies and their opinions of America, but we are Americans, and there's no fucking way in hell that any of this should have been condoned or even had gone as far as it did. Cops taking selfies with fucking rioters and shit. It's crazy.
Basically just letting them in, right? I mean, it was like crazy how they would just, there's videos of them opening up the gates in a sense.
I mean, and even if those cops are Trumpers, whatever, you have a fucking job. Oh, did you see my fucking, my episode art? Anyway, you got something. Go for it.
Oh, wait, here, I got to reshare it. I'm sorry. I forgot. We just learned this about the sharing, that I got to actually share the sound. Hang on. There we go. All right. I apologize. Where did it go? Do you see it? Where is it?
I actually could hear it.
So. Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. know what's so funny about that too? There were
Horrible.
stairs. There were stairs like 10 feet to the right. So, if they really wanted to, they could just gone up the stairs. Or try and climb a 50-foot wall. Who cares? Who cares? You eat at Applebee's every week. I mean, why not just eat? Why not just try and climb a wall?
I mean, I don't think I've watched CNN for a longer span of time than I did that day.
Since 9/11, for sure.
Yeah.
Since
it's
9/11.
crazy.
Here's a couple more. Let me show you a couple more vidges here. Let's see. We got the. Did we watch the? I was going to show you the. Have you seen the video of Elizabeth from Knoxville? All right, here we go. Sorry, it's me. It's me. It's all my fault.
I had to delete my background before I got into meetings tomorrow. So.
All right, here we go. I'm going to share it right now. Here we go. There we go. Sorry. All right, let's get this bitch back.
I got maced.
You got maced?
Left face.
And what happened? You were trying to go inside the Capitol?
I made it like a foot inside and they pushed me out and they maced me.
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Elizabeth. I'm from Knoxville, Tennessee.
And why did you want to go in?
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
We're storming the Capitol. It's a revolution.
Yeah. Ridiculous. By the way, you answered your own question. Why did I get maced? Because you stepped foot in the Capitol. So fuck you.
Here, let me play you guys this one. This is the remix. There you go. You ready for this?
We're animated, totally insane.
They pushed me out and maced me.
That was amazing.
That's ridiculous. Oh my God.
So basically they let everybody just walk out after that. Whoopsie doopsie, guys. It's a big R bad after somebody got shot. A woman named Ashley Babbitt got shot. She was a former veteran, Air Force veteran, who had totally bought into all this stuff. And
from California, too.
She was first in line to try and climb through a window, even though there was a dude with a gun pointed at her. And sure enough, you play silly games, you catch some silly results. And sure enough,
who actually shot her?
One of the guys protecting the it was one of the Capitol guards, one of the guys protecting the senators, because behind those doors was where was access to the senators. And they told them, they were like, do not, they're like, back up, get back, we will shoot you. And they broke a window and she was like, I'm gonna chance it. And so she was shot and killed. There were 5 people killed so far, 4 protesters, rioters, terrorists, as I like to call them. One was Ashley Babbitt. She was shot and killed. There was another guy who Ron doesn't want me to tell this story, but I think
you can tell it. I just don't believe it. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so there's a guy who had brought a loaded, active taser. He had a taser, and he was walking up to the Capitol. He put it in the front of his pants, and he didn't want anyone to arrest him for having a taser. And so then he got into the Capitol. He saw a painting of former Speaker of the House Tip O'Neill and decided that he wanted to try and steal it. And so he got up, because these paintings are fairly high off the ground. He got up on something to try and take it down and mess with it. And his taser discharged in the front of his pants. And he fell off of what he was standing on, landing on the taser, which then proceeded to shock him in his balls to death. And he had a heart attack. So there you go.
The way you say it, John, I want to believe you, but at the same time, I'm not. Well, in this era of fake news, I got to side with Ron on this one until it's confirmed.
Come on, I've heard there's been multiple tweets that are going around.
He did tase himself to death, right? Is what happened.
We are hearing that he did tase himself to death. Now, is it on his balls? That might be what Ron doesn't want to hear. He doesn't want to hear that part. I don't know.
That part.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, tragically, a police officer died after these Back the Blue lovers beat him to death with a fire extinguisher. So pulled him out of the front of the line. They all started beating him, which was crazy. And Trump has not even flown the flag at half-mast for this guy. That's how much he respects those guys. During the thing, Trump was reported by some of the people around him as being excited because they were doing this for him, and that worried some of the people around him. He sent out a tweet saying that, these people are patriots. And then in a final act, almost a final act of his stupidity, sent out a video where he said, first thing out of his mouth was not, please, everyone, stop storming the Capitol. This is crazy. His first words were, look, I know you're mad. The election was stolen. But you guys can't do that. And then ends it with, we love you guys. You're all very special. And then Twitter said, you know what? I think we're going to, whoa, where'd that come from? Something just popped up. Twitter was like, all right, I think we're going to suspend you. And so Twitter and Facebook and a bunch of other places banned him. Well, Twitter did it for 12 hours. And then he came back on and proceeded to say two crazy things and got booted off permanently for life.
Mm-hmm. So I've got to go soon, but I will say this. I'm a little fucking terrified. I know that there's that Parler Twitter option that they're all scurrying to now.
Yeah.
But I actually like the idea that I know what the fuck this idiot is thinking or saying.
I kind of thought that too, actually.
I don't want to be blindsided by a crazy person that has as much power as he does. I want to know how fucking crazy he is. So I'm a little put him back on Twitter. But we all know he's full of shit, and the people that are going to follow him are going to follow him no matter what the truth is. Clearly, right? So to me, I feel a little less safe. But
yeah. I've lost you guys again, but that's okay. I'll just keep talking. I can't for some reason. What's happened is that I'm not sharing my screen right now, am I?
No, by the way, do you have porn on or something?
Oh, here we go. Let me get back to you guys. Oh, Jesus, thank God, I'm back. Oh my God!
That fucking that insurance commercial where it's you're the old man. What's going on, old man?
This is incredible. Let's go through some of this real quick. Where we go? All right. So here he is, suspended. Pretty incredible. 88 million followers somehow. 51 following, account suspended. Weirdly, this just showed up after that. So that's strange. What are you guys up to? These are the platforms that have banned Donald Trump. I mean, this stuff is like
Pinterest.
This is Shopify.
Well,
Shopify. What?
Let's clarify that. Shopify, he owns two businesses that are on Shopify, and then they banned those stores.
I was like, what's happening right now? What now? He can't buy Etsy stuff.
What about Spotify?
I know now he can't listen to music.
No one wants to hear his playlist. His playlist is full of racist shit. I don't know. Why is that racist shit on Spotify? I don't know. But
without Twitch, how are we going to watch him play Overwatch?
I know. Dude.
Yeah, he's streaming games.
You know what the best thing is? Wouldn't it be rad if he wasn't even on half of these, but they banned him anyway? And then he's like, "Oh, Twitter! I can't Twitter. Oh, I'm going on Pinterest. Fuck! I can't even go on Pinterest."
Dude, did you even hear what happened though? They banned him from Real Donald J. Trump. This MRF just moves right over to POTUS at POTUS, and is like, guys, they banned me, but don't worry, we're going to come up with our own service like Twitter, but it'll be better. And, don't you guys worry. And the 70 million. And then they had to ban POTUS. Then they banned 4 other accounts that he also got onto. One of his aides is named Gary Kobe. And he actually got onto his Twitter account and was posting stuff too. They had to ban 5 Twitter accounts for life because he kept trying to get on them.
So wait, but at POTUS is still a thing on Twitter, though, right?
Yeah, it'll be turned over to Joe Biden on January 21st.
Got it. But he's still not allowed to post on at POTUS, is he? I mean,
no, he is not. No, he's not.
Got it.
They've shut it down until he is out of office. That is how
They've
crazy
changed
our
the password.
Yes, exactly. That's it. They changed the password. So that is how crazy our world is.
He's like on his phone and he's like, password 12345.
Oh my god.
What
was it?
12345.
No, dude, they fucking said that some guy from like England claims to have cracked his password at one point and had access to his Twitter and was like, but instead of being a good guy and basically sharing it with all of us, he called the Secret Service and was like, guys, I'm in his Twitter right now, and the password was MAGA123.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, that's how he guessed it. He's like, I'm just gonna try this, and sure enough, it was. Now, is that true? I don't know. Might be the same with the taser guy. I don't know. These are things I read on the internet.
Maybe it's the same guy.
Maybe it's the same guy. All right,
Ron, we need you to fact check this, Ron.
Before Dave leaves, before we get out of here, I just want to get your guys' opinion on so where do you think we go from here? Is there a best case scenario, a worst case scenario? Where do you think? Are you worried about this happening again? What's the going on?
I mean, I'm absolutely terrified.
You both said it at the same time.
What?
Go, Dave. Dave, go.
Oh, I just said I'm terrified that something bad is going to happen. I don't want anyone to die, right? I mean, even these Darwinian losers that fucking shock their balls to death and get treaded on when they don't want to be treaded on, right? But the worst thing that any American could do is to take a life in the name of America, especially our own people that are innocent people, right? So for me, I hope that it's a small group of people that are that militantly behind this fucking toad of a person. But who knows? I mean,
it's only about 70 million of them. So we're
well, no, I don't know, John. I mean, really, there's that vocal minority, right? Right. So we'll see. I do know that walking around my neighborhood, I did see Trump signs before the 6th that are no longer there. So I think that he's probably alienated as many people as he's.
I think he could have really, like you said, like if he had kept his Twitter, like we could know what he was up to, but also he could have really easily just sort of coasted out of this, not obviously easily, but like could have sort of coasted out of this and then spent the next 4 years really, really, really being like the worst person ever. And then, but I think he's actually shot himself in the foot a little bit with this, where he's going to lose a lot of the support because of it.
Yeah, but the support that he has is like militia style support. That's that's worse. That's more dangerous than holding someone like this idiot in check.
What about you, Grant? You were saying something.
No, I really want him to get impeached again, because if it goes, so this is what I heard. Even if he doesn't get kicked out, just being impeached twice automatically makes it so he doesn't get his pension.
Mm-hmm.
And he can never run for office again.
Yep.
And then a few other
that's important
things.
He can't. He doesn't get any Secret Service protection. He loses all the ex-president stuff.
Oh, that's dangerous for a dude like this. I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
I was wondering why no one had taken a shot at him, quite honestly. I mean, I'm not saying that anyone should, because I'm not insane, but I'm just saying there are crazy people out there on both sides of the fence.
And what about you, Ron? What's your outlook on this? Probably bleak.
I'm just hoping that like the inauguration goes smooth, because like we're saying, there's still a lot of crazy people out there that are thinking that they're going to change the world or something for Trump, which is kind of scary. So I'm just hoping that they have enough security this time. They have people far enough away. They do things right, and that the impeachment that they're following through. They said that they were going to start it on Monday, but then the Senate won't vote on it in time. But they say that it's possible that they could pick it up later, and that would be when the Senate had flipped.
It's weird that they were able to get that judge through in like about 10 minutes, but can't get this impeachment done in like a week. No, they would definitely. Hopefully, they start it. I mean, it would be nice to like start, but I don't have any faith in that right now. Mm-hmm. That's my worry, is that my small worry was that we kind of both sides this, and then it slowly becomes less effective in terms of what it really was. And, but I actually have kind of turned around on that and feel like people are taking it more serious and investigating a lot of it, investigating the breakdown of police, investigating the connection between the White House and the rioters, investigating who was responsible for starting the rally, like who was the sponsors of the rally, so that's good. And it seems that, like, for instance, Marriott has decided they're not going to back any of these Republican candidates that supported the electoral opposing. And then the was it like the PGA says that no Trump golf course can ever be used for any PGA event. So it does seem that people are starting to slowly turn on this, which is good. Not enough, but what do you think about all that, Brian? What about the future? What does the future hold?
I don't know. I try not to think too much about it, because what can you do in a sense? And I don't want to be fatalistic
Brian,
in some ways, but
you need to prepare for the Civil War. Okay?
I know. Well,
yeah.
I think I will say that this is the thing that worries me the most, is that yes, Biden got a crap ton of votes, but Trump still got a lot of votes. And I think it speaks to what that, Trump spoke to a lot of people, and these people probably still feel the same way. Now, whether or not they're quite to this level that we're seeing with the people storming the Capitol, I don't think so necessarily. But it still shows that there's a huge divide that we have.
Within that divide, there are a lot of layers of why someone voted for Trump and why someone supported him. A lot of people voted for him and supported him because they're Republicans. A lot of people, he's all about division. That's why the rhetoric now is we need to be unified, right? So what happened last week is definitely his supporters shifted. The ones that are Republicans are moving on to a stronger Republican, an actual Republican, not some self-interested douchebag. The people that like that douchebag are always going to support him because they just like him. If you're a racist, sure, I'm sure you're way into him. But if you just don't want taxes to be raised, there are plenty of other Republicans that you could side with to fucking not be a complete asshole, right? So I don't know. I think he lost as much as he's gained in this whole thing, But I agree, Brian.
I just don't want to count that out necessarily. I think it's something to think about. And it's not that everyone is like, oh, I love Donald Trump. And you're right. Like, there are going to be people who there's certain things that they like just out of the Republican Party that they don't like out of the Democratic Party. And those I can deal with, because I think that can go back and forth. You know what I mean? But Trump has a cult of personality. It really is. And these people are voting. There are a lot of those particular people. They're voting for Trump. They're not voting because of the nation. And I agree with Grant. I didn't care that much about a second impeachment, but I do care in the sense that I don't want this guy coming back, because that does frighten me a little bit. Or like his son. Or, you know what I mean? Like, that this family has kind of drilled itself in, and there's this kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, I really hope that things can just kind of settle down. Biden is so middle road. He's so unoffensive. There's a reason why, they wanted Biden and not Bernie Sanders. And Biden is so inoffensive. I'm thinking that, over time, things will just kind of settle down.
It'll be a breath of fresh air for sure.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I hope the inauguration is okay. I don't want to see people getting killed or anything over this. So I hope it just goes over and people can finally, like people accepted Trump, being president. I hope the same thing can happen, and then we can just kind of move forward.
Yeah. Nah, it's probably not going to happen.
I know.
That's no. I just hope that I've been reading a lot about Hitler and the beer hall. He stormed the beer
for shit like that. Don't read too much about that.
No, he in 1923, Hitler and his boys stormed this beer hall. And it was a big thing, very similar to this. And, it was because they believed that Germany was weak after World War I. And in 1923, you know, they didn't punish him. They of course were like, that's fucked up. You can't do that. But they were like, but there was no real repercussion after that. And then sure enough, you know, he comes back later a lot stronger. And this happens. This also, the Spanish War was the same way. It's like there's a lot of times where if we don't give them the repercussions, then it gets worse, you know. So I'm hoping that out of all this, you know, what we really see is this continued push to really make these guys examples for what they did. That this thing is like not just swept under the rug, not just sort of, you know, kind of like you said, Fox News'd out, where they kind of like changed the subject so much that now we don't know what we're talking about. I want this event to like really stay in our consciousness. And I think it has. As the videos have come out, there's new angles, new like version, you know, you can see some really crazy shit now. And I'm hoping that, you know, it does kind of shock people back into their senses, like 9/11. Where we all kind of realized
like that guy getting tasered in the balls, just shocked
him back into saying, well, that guy probably at the moment, as he was on his like 20th ball shock, was like, this was a bad idea, you know, like I shouldn't have done this.
First ball shock, excitement, curiosity.
Yeah.
Second or third,
like first one was like, oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
Yeah. The third, fourth, this feels a little like Wonder Woman.
I shouldn't have gone for the Tip O'Neill painting. Yeah. No, so let's just say it was a dark. It's been a dark time. It's been a dark 4 years, guys, and we are seeing the dawn of hopefully something different. And the light definitely feels a lot brighter. And the pressure from this idiot is a little. I mean, in terms of like, the feeling you've had recently in terms of Ossoff and Warnock winning, Biden winning, you at least can start to see the end of this like road, and hopefully, you know, we can just go back to not paying attention to any of this shit. You know, I'd rather not. I don't want to pay attention to this shit, you know? So, all right, boys. Well, that was our...
And also, John, thanks for watching and subjecting yourself to this. And
I have a whole nother thing to talk about down the road, but, you know, about Spider-Man for PS4, but that's just a whole nother show to talk about.
Ruining your relationships.
Excited about that one.
All right. Oh, John, you should play the Star Wars game, too.
I have Battlefront.
No. Force Unleashed. Fallen Order. Jedi Fallen Order.
Ooh, it's that cat Kazam. Banjo Kazooie.
It's got I'll tickle your volleyballs. It's got Inquisitors in it.
Yes, I do remember seeing that from the trailer. Yes. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea, because I got Battlefront 2 and I don't know how I love it so far.
That's just a shoot people game.
It's a Call of Duty like style game, and I don't love it too much. Whereas what I really liked about Force Unleashed was the storyline and stuff. So yes, we could talk about that on a whole nother.
Let's talk about video games.
Let John just go on and on about how he's suddenly fallen in love with video games. Like,
oh, that's hilarious.
It's not. I only love like 2 games. Yeah. That's
it. You're only allowed to play 2 games. Dude, for an hour every other day.
No. My brain cannot handle the other games. That's the problem. Like, I can really only handle certain types of games. Like, there are other types of games where I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now.
If you're playing Spider-Man, there's enough. We got to get off this call, but there's enough button pushing and nuance to that game that it'll dovetail into other games.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Brian, quickly, if I like Spider-Man PS4, give me some random game I would like.
Well, for sure, you would like the Jedi Order game.
Okay.
It's like right up your alley. It's like playing Spider-Man with Star Wars.
I love it. Okay.
It's got a kind of similar feel.
All right, that's good. Because I played Force
Unleashed. You know, like you get to go there.
Yeah. I played Force Unleashed, and it was incredible because I was a Jedi, and I got to do Jedi shit.
Yeah, that one's a little more bombastic, I would say, but this has similar stuff.
Bombastic. Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
All right.
I'll talk to you guys.
All right, everybody. We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for joining us today. And if you like us, subscribe and comment and buy. And Dave, what are you having for dinner tonight?
Oh, I'm roasting a pork loin, and I'm going to grill some apples with some cinnamon and some pickled onions, and it's going to have a cornbread crumble. It's going to be delicious.
He's going to wrap it in money.
I literally
and candles on the side.
Yeah.
Lots of candles.
Really good.
Duck.
Guys, I didn't want to have to cook it by burning all the money I made, but I had to. That's just getting into the right kind of Dave money flavor. All right, boys.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.